take the negatives and learn how to make a positive out of it, and go from there.
So while the season is ending, do you really kind of hope or wish it was like it was beginning for you?
Uh, no, I mean, honestly, even though I didn't get to play, it was still a huge learning curve, learning process, and I feel like I gained a lot out of it, and I wouldn't do it different. Obviously I want to play, but you know what, the valuable things I learned from this year, I wouldn't do different.
Can you give us an example of what you might have learned this year?
A lot, how to be a professional. Just learned a lot about the game. It was a lot, how to carry myself on and off the court, what it means to be a Laker, work ethic-wise, what it takes to, be at the top and take it from there.
How are you feeling physically now? Where are you at? What's your training regimen?
I feel great. I work out every day, do my treatment, do my rehab stuff, work out with Tim, do my basketball stuff. Starting to ramp it up a little bit, but I feel good.
How far are you from having full contact on the court in basketball and cricket?
I don't know. If I had my guess, I'd probably say not too far. Just by the stuff that I've been doing, judging how my body feels. But no, the key thing is my body feels great. So now we just need to talk to the doctors and take it from there. So I wouldn't put a timetable on it.
Have you had any soreness in your leg or anything after workouts?
A little bit in the beginning, just because you're getting those muscles back, you're getting that bone used to the pounding and stuff like that. But now my recovery, honestly, has been great. No soreness, no nothing. Just trying to, stay on that pace.
Are you lifting weights?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is the plan to be ready for summer league?
In my head, yeah. Whether that happens or not, we'll see. Again, it's just how my body's feeling, what the doctor is saying, how my leg looks. Everything looks great, but, you want to keep that pace. The plan is to be ready for training camp. And, short-term goal, summer league, that's what I want to plan, but, we got to work to that.
How hard is it for somebody who's spent so much of their life playing basketball to be away from it for that long?
It's extremely tough, but you start to really value it. You learn a lot because you're away from it, so you miss it. And in a way, it's helpful because you're kind of seeing it from a different angle, and kind of slows things down for you.
Can you give an example of something that you see from that slower angle that you might not have?
Yeah, you start to, when you're in the game, it's hard to really tell, what's happening, and, you're kind of, things are moving so fast, especially as a rookie, you're just trying to really keep up and, learn on the fly. And, when you're sitting there watching, you start to learn why things happen. Even different from film and watching on TV. The game is, from what I've seen, is completely different on TV than it is when you're actually watching it live. You're watching it courtside or whatever it may be. You see those little things that happen, and so.
Julius, I think you wrote in an article not too long ago that a lot of stuff, but one of those was Kobe's influence with helping you stay confident through this whole experience. Can you kind of take us through what he did with that to help you?
Yeah, he called me, texted me as soon as it happened. Said he was there for me. But he also reminded me that this type of stuff has happened before, not only to him and, great players, but it's happened to rookies before. And I'll recover from it. But, my recovery starts at that moment. And from then on, he checked on me every day, every week, and, made sure, my head was in the right place and made sure I'm getting ready for next year.
Did you talk to us sometimes that when he was going through his injuries that sometimes he'd encounter those moments of self-doubt and then you immediately, put that to rest? Did you have any of those experiences as you were going through this?
I'm a pretty strong-minded person, but, when you go through something as crazy as that, of course you're going to have that self-doubt. Will you be the same? Whatever it may be. But luckily for me, my whole rehab process, knock on wood, has been pretty smooth. So, of course, when I'm running and, you feel that soreness maybe or whatever it may be, and, is it going to get better? Next week it gets better. And, when things like that happen, it's easy for you to build on confidence, on those things. Whether, last week, if I wasn't explosive as I am the next week on my right leg jumping off of it, when you see the improvement, it's easy to, in those moments of self-doubt, to reflect on those things and, have that confidence to keep pushing.
Did you go back and watch the play where you got hurt?
Seen it a couple times. Yeah.
What was that experience like?
In the beginning, it was a little depressing. I haven't watched it ever since I started my rehab and stuff like that. I haven't watched it, but in the beginning, it was a little bit depressing, only because you put so much time and effort into it, and for a play like that, it didn't even look like it was much, and for a play like that to happen, it's a little tough, but you move past it. I try not to think about it.
Haven't watched because it just doesn't matter anymore, or just because you don't want to see it again?
It wasn't like it was something where, guys like Paul George or whatever, the bone is coming through the leg or whatever it may be. It's just more of a thing of, that's over with, done with, and, let's look towards the future.
How's your conditioning now compared to when you came in?
I think it's better. My weight's down. Just feel better, feel lighter, feel great.
Is seeing George come back and play right now and about to play in the playoffs? I know not exactly the same injury, but is that encouraging? Is that somebody you'd want to reach out to, or you kind of have your own plan and you don't think about something like that?
Yeah, it's very, very encouraging. I mean, through this process, that's another guy that I've talked to a lot, who's offering me encouragement as well. So it's very encouraging. You see a guy come like that and he's coming back and he looks great. He just needs that repetition and, those games under his belt. But it's very encouraging.
Without getting too specific, if you don't want to, what were those conversations with Paul like, and what just somebody that's gone through that specifically? Because Kobe's had his own injuries, right? But I suppose it's a little different when you see what Paul's gone through.
Yeah, very encouraging. Like anything else with Kobe's, making sure my head's right. There's been specific things like I may ask him, like, I have a bone callus on my leg, and when you first start running, you feel that callus. It's not a pain, but you feel it. So I'm like, is that normal and stuff like that? And he's like, yeah, just keep pushing through it. It'll become normal. You won't feel it, and now you don't feel it. So it's specific things, whether in the rehab process I can ask him about, or whether it's just, you need that confidence. He's just telling you, it's gonna get better. Push through, stuff like that.
Did he reach out to you at first, or did you reach out to
We
him?
have the same agent. But,
Okay.
I mean, he when he came here and when they played us here at Staples, it's kind of when we connected, and we've been cool since.
Without mentioning certain names, you have, I think, 7 Kentucky guys in the draft.
Yeah.
You're going to be in the ear of General Manager Mitch Kupchak.
No, I mean, what Coach Cal and the staff does, as guys putting us in great positions, speaks for itself. So, Mitch and those guys, Ryan and all those guys, Jesse, those guys do a great job of, really looking at player personnel and player development, and guys that fit the mold of the Lakers organization and what the Lakers organization is about. So, I mean, I don't think I need to be in the ear of those guys. Those guys have been doing it a long time, and it's not really my place. So,
You're right from the way the tournament ended.
oh, am I all right?
Have you recovered?
Yeah, I'm good. Those are still a great season, so I'm good.
Are you excited? I mean, it could be, the return as well for the team, 3 or 4 more rookies just from the draft class who come in next year, kind of around you guys. Is that kind of an exciting prospect to start to develop this young core of players who could be here for a little bit of time?
Yeah, it's very exciting. It's very, very exciting. I guess it's kind of the start of a new wave or whatever you want to say. So, I mean, it's a very exciting, when you're going through something, and, you have guys who are in a similar position, similar age and stuff like that you can go through it with. It makes things a little bit easier, so it's exciting.
Anything else, guys? Was it difficult to see the time that Jordan Clarkson got as a rookie? I mean, I'm sure you were happy for his success, but to see all the minutes that he got and to kind of feel like you wish you had those,
No,
wasn't too bad.
no, not at all.